And now for something completely different.
All right, cool. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cinematic Relief. What? It's back.
Yeah,
And look who's here. It's Chris.
that's me.
I'm going to do that on every show. Starring Chris.
Starring me and nobody else.
So,
It's the Thunder and Chris show, but I'm also Thunder.
oh. Okay. I see. So you're cutting me out of the deal. You're rebranding in the most confusing way possible.
Yeah.
So people who were here just for me, the 1.5 people who were just here for me are still going to show up because the name Thunder's there.
Yeah.
But it is just you. I mean, it has been just me for a couple months, so it's only fair. I got my time to shine, and now we'll see how.
And you blew it.
And now I feel like I didn't though.
No, you did a great job. You really did. Good job.
Thank you. Welcome to This Was Gonna Be SCOOB. We were gonna review.
Welcome to this. Can that be the name of the episode?
This episode was gonna be SCOOB. But so
yeah, no.
So here's
light
the
'em up.
ish. Here's the light 'em up. Sure, yeah. So here's the deal. All cinemas are closed for. I don't know.
Did you
why.
know?
I don't know why they're closed. But because all cinemas are closed, that means that when movies get released on demand, they can be ridiculously priced because they didn't actually hit theaters. So on every platform except one, we'll get to that in a sec, on every platform, YouTube, on demand, whatever, PS4, it was $20 to rent SCOOB and $25 to buy SCOOB, except on Comcast, the on-demand, the television network service that Chris has.
They wanted to cut you a break for whatever reason if you wanted to buy it.
Because on Comcast Xfinity, if you will, it was $20 to rent and $15 to buy, which is super weird. I don't think Warner Brothers is Comcast, but I'm not quite sure about that. Because I was thinking maybe Comcast made the movie and that's why they.
Right.
But I'm not sure. But so.
Needless to say, we didn't spend $20 each watching SCOOB.
At this point in time, as of the recording of this podcast, neither of us have seen SCOOB.
Maybe
of us
one
have
day.
seen SCOOB. Maybe someday. Yeah. Hey, could you do me a quick favor? That gray thing that's underneath your mic stand, could you just move it?
Sure.
The gray wire.
Yeah.
That's the wire to charge my new fancy controller. Oh God, don't hurt yourself. I didn't think it would. If you listen to the Thunder and Lightning podcast, his back sucks, and I don't want him to hurt himself. So we're just going to talk about whatever we were watching during the quarantine, and who knows, maybe our friend Roger Ebert will show up.
He could.
He could at any moment. We're probably, if any one individual is haunted by his ghost, it's like his son first and then us at this point.
And then Emil.
That's what I meant when I said his son. I meant Emil. Who is his nephew, right?
Nephew or grandson?
Grandson. No, it's grandson. It's definitely grandson. That fucker
Okay.
was old. Hey, what have you... Let's talk about Rick and Morty. Because during quarantine, Rick and Morty season 4, the back half of season 4 aired.
Yeah.
While I want to look up an episode list, but while I do that, what did you think?
I thought it was really good. I told you this, and up until the last episode, I still felt this way. Every time, the first 10 minutes of each episode, I was like, oh, this is going to be awful. And then it ended up being a really good episode.
Yeah, and then it was, sorry, hang on.
Yeah. No, this is going to help me, too, if we have a list.
It was episode 6. Yeah. So, I was consistently, I thought it was really good. These last 5.
Yeah, me too.
It was, I guess, what I'm trying to say. So episode 6. What is something wrong?
Is my mic? Is it super louder than yours? Like the red knob?
Oh no, they're basically the same.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Number 6 was Never Ricking Again, which is the Story Train episode.
Yeah.
Which I personally, I'm not gonna speak for Chris, but I think that Never Ricking Morty was the best episode of Rick and Morty I think I've ever seen. I liked it a lot.
I have changed my opinion slightly on it since the last episode came out. I thought that episode was going to indicate to me that we just weren't going to touch back on Bird Person, that stuff was just flown in the wind. And that bothered me because I was like, you literally spent like a season and a half building this up, and you're just not going to do it. Like, almost like they're making fun of us for like caring about their show is kind of how that came off to me. But then they did it, so
Yeah.
I don't have such hard feelings towards that episode anymore.
What did that episode do with Bird Person? I forget.
Oh, they were just Morty straight up was like, "Is this stuff canon?" And Rick was like, "It could have been." Like looked right into the camera.
Yeah.
And like they kind of like, I was like, "Oh,
No,
so we're not going to touch up on any of
The
this."
train was like a literary train, you know?
No, I get
like
it.
they were like, instead of oxygen, they were breathing like, weren't they breathing like cannon? The continuity, that's what they were breathing instead of like oxygen. Just everything about that episode, like the fact that like everybody on the train had a Rick and Morty story, and then like the whole thing with the train, the ticket guy in his brain and what's real and what's not, and then like the fact that he had to like the fucking story he fabricated about the Bechdel test, which is of course the thing in movies where two female characters have a conversation with each other that's not about a man. And that episode, and then it fucking ends. You realize that they're in a toy.
Yeah.
And it's a toy that the actual Morty bought for the actual Rick. I thought that was
and then
like.
it breaks.
And then it breaks. And then Rick complains about the virus. Did you pick up on that?
Yeah.
They like. How did they do that?
Because they took 2 years to make their episode.
But that episode was done.
Was it though?
I don't know. I feel like they had to like go back and they definitely had to go back into a recording booth to record that line.
Yeah, definitely. But like, why not? Why not make sure you have that week's news if you're gonna take that long to make your show?
Yeah, that was really impressive to me from like making a television show standpoint.
Yeah.
The next one was, God, all these episode titles suck. The next one was Pro Mortius, which is the one with the things on their faces.
Oh yeah, that one grossed me out a little bit.
It was
a good episode.
It was gross. I did really like it.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a good episode.
I was pretty hooked until they were like, "Oh God, Summer was supposed to be in this episode," and then they like go back, and then I was like, "Oh my God, I'm like very hooked now."
Yeah.
This episode, if you remember, caught a significant amount of flack over the 9/11 joke.
Yes.
And then, if I may, this actually made me laugh a little. Everyone made a big sting about the 9/11 joke, and they made another one the next episode.
Did they really? I didn't even
yeah.
notice.
It was way more subtle, obviously, but I was like, oh my God, they did it again.
What did they say in the next episode?
I forget. It was at the very end of the vat of acid episode. It was at the very end where he's trying to get him to go back into the vat of acid. He compares something to 9/11. He's like, this thing is like 2 9/11s or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta pay attention.
But yeah,
no, that episode. It's funny because like they're not the first cartoon to make a 9/11 joke, and they're definitely the furthest away from 9/11.
Yeah, and
like,
I also
where's everybody mad at Family Guy?
Right, and I also feel like listen, okay, 9/11 is a very serious thing, and it can be argued that it shouldn't be laughed about. Other people might think like, but it's been so long that we can laugh about it now. But it was a very serious thing that happened. But I'd argue that right now there's more pressing things that we could be using Twitter for, like coronavirus. I don't think Black Lives Matter was happening as significantly as it was when that episode aired. But like, I feel like there was a lot of virus talk, and there's like a thin layer of shitting on Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
and I was just sitting there like, I didn't mind the 9/11 joke. Also, isn't the planet dying? Shouldn't we be talking about this?
Yeah.
Isn't the planet dying and everybody on the planet is also dying? And then the Vat of Acid episode was like crazy because they make you think that the whole episode is going to take place in the Vat of Acid.
Yeah.
And I was down.
Yeah.
for that. But then it didn't.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the remote
The
control.
save spot one.
That might be one of my favorite episodes.
That was pretty
that
good.
was nuts.
Did you?
The what's the word I'm looking for? Montage.
Yes, yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was like half the episode.
Yeah, they haven't. I mean, they've done that before, but that one was deeply involved.
No, that was cool. And
And
there's exactly enough time in the episode in between him saving in front of the strip club to him being saved where you forget that
yeah.
he's saved in front of the strip club. Also, did you notice, I didn't, I read about this online, did you notice that when they were stuck on the mountain, the 4 survivors, Morty, his girlfriend, and the other 2 people they were with, they were dressed up like South Park characters?
No.
And Morty was dressed up like Kenny, which was supposed to foreshadow the fact that Morty was going to die.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
And then next, what's this one? Oh, of course, this one is Child Rick of Mort, which is the one where Rick had sex with a whole planet.
Oh, yeah.
And him and his daughter like make like an advanced society and then Jerry is on the side like doing the opposite of that, and fucking Summer and Morty are like huffing alien memories, and then they kill Zeus. I'm pretty sure they killed Zeus.
Yeah. The children of Zeus or Rick, sorry for the spoiler. This hasn't happened in a long time, but their illustration just annoys me so much. I just want to punch them
just the way they
square
look,
in
right?
the face. The way they look, the way they talk, I'm just like, if I saw you in real life, I would be fighting the urge to punch you in the face the whole time.
It's I get what you're saying, because it's one of those things where like you look at this thing, you're like, I hate looking at this thing, and then you take a step back and you're like, there's someone like someone made this look like this.
Yeah.
And I could be mad at them for
Yeah.
the way this looks.
Yeah.
Like the hate goes deeper. Like I'm not only mad at this character, I'm mad at the person who made it look and sound like this intentionally. That episode was fine. I think that was maybe the weakest of the 5.
Yeah.
And then we get into Star Mort Return of the Jerry. I'm starting to realize that these titles mean nothing.
Well, that was Star Wars reference.
No, I know, but like, it doesn't fucking correlate to what happened on the show at all.
No.
But yeah, in this one, you find out that like a while ago, probably in the middle of season 2, Rick cloned Beth, and we don't know which one is the clone and which one is the real
knew that
Beth.
from that episode, but we didn't know he actually went through with the cloning.
Was there a?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
They literally took a shot from that episode where he was like, I could clone you and you could go off and do your own thing.
Oh, see, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
I thought this was.
That was a callback to something that actually happened.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't see that. Okay, that's even cooler.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So they didn't reveal to the audience who was the clone and who wasn't. But that's because Rick didn't even know.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
And then like this fucking show, man. This fucking show is like simultaneously the like most funny and like coolest show. Rick and Phoenix Person have like an anime fight, and it was like really cool. It was like the coolest animation I think I've ever seen from Rick and Morty. Also, you and I talked about this the other day, but there's one frame. There's like a frame where Beth throws down a Pokemon and Rick responds with his own Pokemon, and then they fight, but the camera, like, that's not the point of the scene. And I was just like, not only do something akin to Pokemon exist in the Rick and Morty world, but he knows the proper response to her throwing down a Pokemon. And it was the one that any Pokemon trainer would have, which is like, oh, I guess I'll throw down my Pokemon.
Yeah, the humor in that part is he could have just shot that thing,
right?
But he played along.
Yeah, this guy who like shoots first and you know clones his butt cheeks later. he was like, oh, rather than shooting that thing with the gun I definitely have at arm's reach, I also have a Pokemon. I've never used this before, but now I will. I want to know like Did he throw out one that was super effective against that?
Right.
Like, I wanted them to delve a little bit deeper into that, but that was the whole fucking scene.
That's the point of the show, though. It's just that's part of the universe. Take it. You don't know. That's too bad.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. They'll do a Pokemon reference before they'll travel through time.
No kidding. He refuses to go through time.
I dig it. I didn't know that this was a big talking point. I didn't know that they were purposely not going through time, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, well, the first reference I think was when they're fighting the president. The very end of the episode, he grabs a pizza and he's like, "I just want to be clear that wasn't time travel. I just stole this pizza off a counter."
I think it was in the train episode, they show the end of Rick and Morty. Do you think that was actually the end of Rick and Morty? Or do you think that was just a joke? They showed a shot of it was like an army of Meeseeks.
Yeah,
and it kind of looked like the First Order from Force Awakens.
Well, and Phoenix Person was there.
Yes,
and,
yeah.
No, well, because her friend was there too. Summer's friend.
Beth.
Is it Beth?
Yeah. Oh no, it's Becky.
Yeah, Becky. Beth is the mom.
Right. You're right. You're right. It's Becky.
I mean, she's dead. She's very dead.
Yeah.
I think that was just to kind of throw us off the
I'm
trail.
So sorry. It's Tammy.
You're right.
Her name is Tammy.
Tammy. I can hear Phoenix Person.
Yes.
Bird Person. Saying her name right now.
The fucking scene from the end of season 2 where she's like, "Do you want to know what I like?" And Bird Person's like, "Tammy, don't. It's gross." And she's like, "Bird cock." And Morty's like, "Tammy, gross." Anyways.
I don't even remember. No, I don't think it's real because she's still alive.
That's a good point.
I think it's just to throw us off the trail that they were actually going to follow up the Phoenix Person Tammy line.
Yeah. We can't move on before I talk about the beekeeping skit, which is got to be the most I've laughed at anything in a long time, but definitely at something Rick and Morty has done. If people don't know what I'm talking about, just look up Rick and Morty. Even if you're not a fan of Rick and Morty, just look up, because it's a non sequitur. Just look up Rick and Morty beekeeping, and I think that'll find it.
Yeah.
It was so funny. But yeah, so do we know? I'm sure the answer is fuck you. But do we know when season 5 is gonna get released or worked on or anything? Probably later than expected because of coronavirus.
I think what their thoughts to you personally are is be grateful that you got some Rick and Morty.
And I am.
Shut your mouth. And we're going to do it when we want to do it.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Which is how Metalocalypse got canceled. So I hope
they
they're aware of
promised that Rick and Morty wouldn't get canceled. They said...
Did Adult Swim promise that, or did the creators of Rick and Morty promise that?
Dan Harmon promised that. He's
not in charge of Adult Swim,
No,
though.
I know, but Adult Swim was the one who went ahead and renewed them for 7 seasons.
But whether or not they do it, that's because Adult Swim will cancel that in a heartbeat if they don't actually follow
Even if
suit.
there's a we've renewed you for 10 plus seasons or whatever contract, they can still pull the plug.
I'm
if they
sure
want.
there's a clause where Adult Swim's like, if you're just gonna drink for 2 years, we're not gonna continue this.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Are they being negligent, or does it just take a long ass time? Because
why would it take a long ass time? They're the most popular show on Adult Swim. You're telling me they can't get enough artists or producers or whatever they're lacking to make the season quickly?
I don't know. This is me talking out my ass, and I'll admit that. Maybe they want to do it all themselves. Maybe it's like 4 guys, and they like doing it just the 4 of them.
But can I tell you something? Do you
Sure,
know how South Park makes their episodes?
What? No.
Weekly. That's how they can keep up with current affairs.
They
make it
I
themselves.
did know that. Yeah, they make
weekly.
it on a week to week. That's how that fucking Hillary Obama episode was able to drop the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they can do that with a relatively small team, there's no excuse Rick and Morty takes 2 years to make 5 episodes.
No, that's a fair point. God, I used to watch South Park, by the way. I don't think I've ever said that out loud.
Me too.
I think I watched that Hillary Obama episode like maybe 4 times. Do you remember? I just randomly thought about this the other day. It's kind of off topic, but who gives a shit? Do you remember that one episode of South Park where they start wrestling?
Yes.
But it just turns into Cartman like soliloquizing on stage, and just a bunch of people are like just listening to him talk.
I love it because that is kind of what wrestling is.
I know. Yeah, it was clearly a meta commentary on how fake wrestling is, or what have you. But it was just
And they kept,
so
like,
funny.
The auditions.
Yes,
And
yes.
Oh, he's a good wrestler. Doing like Shakespeare and stuff.
Yeah. It's like clearly a theater kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
we did
we've done
again.
it.
We
Yeah,
took a
we
sip.
can't.
We took a sip at the same time.
We got to time these.
Hold on, there was a second and a half of silence.
Sorry.
Uh,
We'll pay you back for that second, I guess.
What else? Have you been watching anything else?
Yes, I had 2 movies.
Oh, okay,
2,
cool.
count 'em,
Yeah.
2.
Lay them on me, because I don't think I've watched a movie since quarantine happened.
So I
would have. Sorry to cut you off again. I would have been able to talk about Fuller House, the last season, but I couldn't watch that because I got no PS4. So I'll hit you back in like a week.
The last season or the latest season?
The last
Oh,
season.
wow.
This is the second half of the final season of Fuller House. And I
Okay.
heard word that it was not where they wanted to stop. It was where Netflix wanted to stop.
Oh,
But
all right.
anyways,
Yeah, so
what movies did you watch, my man?
I looked up Scoob.
and
And-
then you laughed out loud for
Yep.
3 straight hours.
Well, you and I had just talked, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to look it up. And I looked it up, and I was like, he can watch this. I'm not watching this. I don't know how dedicated to paying $20 he is to watch Scoob, but I'm not.
No, the answer is not.
It was at night, so I wasn't going to, like, call you back and be like, I'm not going to watch this. But
I would have paid. I think the max I would have paid to watch that movie, which I've heard bad reviews
Let's say
about
it at the
for
same
this
time.
for this podcast. 3, 2, 1, and then
$10.
go.
Ah!
I was gonna say $6.99.
Really?
That's the most I would pay.
I would go 10. For this podcast, not for my own enjoyment, but so that we can both talk about it. I would
Yeah.
have paid $10.
but not 20.
That's
'cause
ridiculous. That's a joke.
As you pointed out, 20 to rent, assuming it's like a 3-day rent. 20 is more than you'd pay for a movie ticket.
Yeah, that's
which
what I
is-
said.
Which
yeah.
is why the price is so high, because cinemas aren't open.
Right.
But like, I could go see if Scoob was in theaters. I could go see it for like
$11.
11, maybe even less than that if
Yeah.
I get a Sunday matinee or some shit.
Yeah.
But no. So what did you end up watching?
So I was determined to rent a movie at that. I was like
Okay.
so angry. I was like, I'm renting a movie. Scoob lost my money, but I'm gonna rent a movie. So then I watched Jojo Rabbit for $3.99.
Oh,
That movie was very touching, very funny in its own quirky way, and I really enjoyed it. It wasn't. There was so much more story to it than I expected from seeing the trailers. And like, Taika Waititi's Hitler is only like a third of the movie.
oh, really?
Like most of the movie follows this
he
boy.
was like on all the posters.
I
and
know.
stuff.
Well, because he's definitely the pinnacle, like the humor of the movie.
Yeah.
But like the whole movie follows this little Nazi boy
yes.
who finds out that his
And
mother's.
this is his first acting role, I think. Yes. This
I
little
don't
kid?
know. He did a great job, but the whole plot is he finds out that his mother's been hiding a little Jewish girl, a little older than him, in her, like like in a crawl space
Yes.
in their house.
And his
and he
mother is
thinks-
Scarlett Johansson, right?
Yes.
Nice.
But he thinks these people are the devil. Like, he's a hardcore Nazi, this little kid.
But his mom isn't.
But his mom isn't.
That's interesting.
But he doesn't know his mom isn't.
That's very interesting.
But then he finds her, and he's like, oh, well, now I'm mad at mom. She doesn't hate Jews, so I hate her.
But it's a comedy.
But it's a comedy. Well, it's a really well-versed movie because it gets sad. It gets very sad at the end.
Okay.
I'm not going to spoil too much
Yeah.
because it's a relatively new movie.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I do encourage people to go watch it. I encourage you to watch it. I think you'd like it.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, I like what I've seen so far with Taika Waititi. So
Yeah.
if you say a movie he made was good, I'm down.
Yeah, it was fun. I would watch it again. I don't know if it's one I could just watch on repeat. Like, there's definitely movies I could just watch and then 2 days later watch again. But like, if you wanted to watch it and you want somebody to watch it with, I'd watch it with you.
All right.
So that was really good. The other movie I literally watched yesterday.
Okay.
That was The Disaster Artist.
Oh, the Tommy Wiseau movie.
Yes.
With Dave and James Franco, right?
Yes.
And Seth Rogen.
Yes. That movie I thought was going to be more of a documentary. That's a straight up, like, that's a movie about how he made The Room. And, like, I was under the impression it was going to be a documentary style thing. It's not, though. It's just like a Hollywood,
Right. Tommy Wiseau, other than probably being like, yes, you can make this movie, basically had nothing to do with The Disaster Artist, right?
No, I mean, I think he hung out on set
Oh, okay.
and stuff.
Because The Disaster Artist, correct me if I'm wrong, is the name of the book that the main character of The Room wrote, right? Isn't there an act? I've never seen The Room. I apologize, but isn't there an actor up in that piece who wrote a book called The Disaster Artist?
Oh, I don't know. It could have been. I mean, it could have been the guy Dave Franco plays.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it is.
Because it was all from his perspective.
That sounds right.
It was nuts. There was like so much. Because I was bored, and I was like, well, I'll put this on. I kind of wanted to watch it, and then I was watching it, and I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way this happened.
But it did.
I mean, yeah, I don't think they'd lie about what happened. He is insane, Tommy Wiseau. He's a crazy dude.
What is, for me, a person who's never seen The Room and has never read or seen The Disaster Artist, assuming it's a book like I thought it was, what is Tommy Wiseau's role in that film?
He's Johnny. He's the main character.
No, sorry. That's my bad. Did he write it? Did he direct it?
Everything.
Wrote it, directed, starred in it, all that?
Yep.
Then who does Seth Rogen play in The Disaster Artist?
So, what is going on with my phone case?
I don't know.
I figured it out.
What is going? Oh, okay. That's good.
I don't know, the lingo or the jargon,
right.
But when Tommy Wiseau's on camera, somebody needs to be directing the film. So that's kind of the role Seth Rogen plays. Like,
okay.
He's the director when Tommy's acting.
Yeah. That makes sense. I guess I never thought about that.
I don't know what the technical term is for that, but that's what he does.
Because, that must happen all the time. Because, perfect example, someone we just talked about, Taika Waititi.
Perfect example, Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah. That's interesting. I never thought. I wonder what that position is called. Probably just assistant director. Probably.
Yeah. That was nuts, though. That whole movie, I was like, it was painful. Just how, I don't know. I don't want to crap on him. He's obviously done better than I have, making one crappy movie.
Oh, Tommy, you mean the person, Tommy Wiseau?
Yeah.
No, but I mean the movie's just about how much of a nutcase he was, right?
Yeah, it was about, how people initially responded to the movie, how the movie was made, how nuts he was about the whole thing. I don't know if this is true or not, but the movie ends with this. The whole movie, they're joking about, he doesn't tell you where he's from. He tells you he's from New Orleans. That's, where he was born.
Okay.
He has a ton of money and does not explain it.
Okay.
And refuses to say how old he is. He says, I'm your age to the guy Dave Franco is playing.
Okay.
He's no, you're not, dude. You got to be double my age.
Right.
And the movie ends, and they said to this day, nobody knows where Tommy Wiseau is from, where he got the money to make The Room, or how old he is.
No. He's a reptoid, isn't he? he's a space alien reptilian.
I was just like, that's nuts. This isn't you can't look that up anywhere?
Yeah, I feel...
You know what? If we don't have room for our boy, the Disaster Artist, I'm just kidding. His name is whatever his name is, that guy we do stuff about. Let's try to look up personal information about Tommy Wiseau.
Can I combine the ideas?
Sure.
I wonder if Roger Ebert has ever seen The Room.
Oh
I
my
was
god.
I was gonna read because you brought up Jojo Rabbit, right? I was gonna read what Roger Ebert thought about *Inglourious Bastards*, but like if he's watched The Room, I'll dip into that right now.
Was he alive for *Inglourious Bastards*?
Yeah,
Wow.
Room.
The Room.
Yeah, the not Room. Room.
The Not Room.
Room is a different movie. Room. What year did The Room come out?
2003.
Why do you? Oh, I guess because you just watched.
Yeah,
the film.
yeah, it was all over the movie.
I don't think he has The Room. Review. Roger Ebert, The Room review. Is this it? No, this is not. Or is this it? No, this is someone else talking on his website. I fucking hate that. Don't put. People put like their reviews on his website, so I have to be like, did Roger Ebert write this one? Even though I'm on Ebert's website.
You want to watch The Room?
I've been down to view The Room with my own two eyes for a little over 10 years now.
You want to watch it today?
Today?
It's only an hour and a half.
Yeah, how would we do that? Is it on YouTube? Probably, right?
I tried looking it up last night. I want you to do it with me.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen this before, but it was like, guess what? The Room's free on YouTube. Then I click it, and it's like, were you invited to watch this video?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like,
okay,
what?
we'll look into that.
Well,
in the meantime, you want to know what Roger Ebert thought of *Inglourious Bastards*?
No, but I'm sure the listeners do.
So, something that's interesting, maybe the website got updated, but I doubt it, but I've never seen this before. This review actually has a title.
Oh.
It's not just like Roger Ebert's review of *Inglourious Bastards*. It says, "To hell with the history book. This is Tarantino's own war." How many stars we thinking? This is 2009 Ebert, and this is *Inglourious Bastards*.
This is like the year he died.
2013
Oh.
is when he died.
So he's pretty off the rocker at this point. He doesn't care anymore. It was also a good movie. It was also historically inaccurate, but I mean, no spoilers for new Tarantino. But he's made, he's making his own AU of our real world, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I highly doubt Ebert is getting, like, I don't think that's clicking with him that Tarantino's trying to do something artistically here. I'm going to say 2.5 stars.
4 out of 4.
Yes! Oh, okay.
He gave it a 4 out of 4.
Okay, that's awesome. Good. I think that's only our second 4 out of 4.
Yeah, I'm hard-pressed to remember the first one.
I don't remember either, but, I think we've gone through
I think it was
one.
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure. Anyways.
Good, it deserves it. Finally.
Or maybe it was Rocky 2. I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. This guy's crazy. Quentin Tarantino's *Inglourious Bastards* is a big, bold, audacious war movie that will annoy some, startle others, and demonstrate once again that he's the real thing. A director of Quixotic Delights. Quixotic. Quixotic?
I mean, that sounds right to me.
Quixotic? What could that possibly mean?
Tarantino-otic.
For starters, at least he provides World War II with a much-needed alternative ending. For once, the bastard gets what's coming to them. The bastards get what's coming to them. From the title, ripped off a 1978 B movie to the western sound of Ennio. Wow. What is this? Oh, this is This is the composer. From the title, ripped off from 1978 B movie, to the western sound of Ennio Morricone's opening music to the key location, a movie theater, the film embeds Tarantino's love of movies. That was barely understandable. The deep, rich colors of the 35mm film provides tactile pleasure. I did not know that. A character at the beginning and end, not seen in between, brings the story full circle. The quote-unquote bastards, I'm assuming he put that in quote-unquotes because they had to write bastards with an E, if you remember, for the title of that film.
Oh, really?
So it's not technically the word bastard, so he put it in quotes. The bastards themselves Savage fighters drop behind Nazi lines are an unmistakable nod to the Dirty Dozen.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Have you ever seen The Dirty Dozen?
I have not.
Okay.
He goes on to talk about certain characters that he really liked. Yeah. And above all, there are 3 iconic characters drawn broadly and with love. The hero, the Nazi, and the girl. These 3, played by Brad Pitt, Christoph Waltz, and Melanie Laurent, are seen with the Tarantino knack of taking a character and making it a character with a capital C. Definition, larger than life, approaching satire in the intensity, but not quite going that far. That's how he intended me to read it out loud. Let's say they feel bigger than most of the people we meet in the movie. And then he says the whole plot, like he always does. Hold on.
It's a long movie.
Hold on, it is a long movie. Tarantino film resists categorization. Inglourious Bastards is no more about war than Pulp Fiction is about... What the hell is it about? Mm-hmm. Of course, nothing in the movie is possible, except that it's so bloody entertaining. Is Roger Ebert British? Has Roger Ebert been British this whole time?
I also didn't think he was British.
Is that weird? That
or was that a joke at the fact that it's such a violent
movie? Yeah, maybe. His actors don't chew the scenery, but they lick it.
Well, okay, I don't know where chewing the scenery is a thing. I don't know what it means, but licking the scenery is definitely not a thing.
He's a master of bringing performances as far as they can go toward iconographic exaggeration. You almost got me, Ebert, with your fucking big-ass words that I'm sure you invented. After I saw Inglourious Bastards at Cannes, the film festival that it premiered at, although I was writing a daily blog, I resisted giving an immediate opinion about it. I knew Tarantino had made a considerable film, but I wanted it to settle, and I wanted to see it a second time.
Wow, he went for a second viewing before,
and it still got a 4 out of 4.
That's not the Tarantino we know and love. And
you mean the Ebert?
Love and what did I say? Tarantino,
yeah.
No, I love Tarantino. The Ebert we know and let me rephrase that. Tolerate. Yes.
Good. We both said tolerate, and then we both snapped and pointed at each other. And I wanted to see it a second time, and I'm glad I did. Like a lot of real movies, you relish it more the next time. I do agree with that. Immediately after Pulp Fiction played at Cannes, Quentin Tarantino asked me what I thought. It's either the best film of the year or the worst film, I said.
What? Of what? Pulp Fiction?
I guess, yeah.
Wow.
I hardly knew what the hell had happened to me. The answer was the best film. Tarantino's films have a way of growing on you. It's not enough to see them once.
Ooh, interesting. He's a Tarantino fan. I would have never placed Ebert.
Would have not placed Ebert as a Tarantino fan.
Interesting, because that's the thing. There's like a hard... You can see Inglourious Bastard and say, okay, that was an artsy movie, but if you're going to watch Pulp Fiction... You gotta know what Tarantino's doing to like Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, there's quite a few contentious Tarantino films that, like, if you don't like it, you aren't a Tarantino fan.
Yeah,
basically.
Time for my part in this.
Yeah. Yes.
That was the most down to earth,
coherent, I would say,
Roger Ebert review we've ever done.
Which is super surprising because it was in 2000 and it was in 2009.
Yeah. It's almost like, and hear me out, don't freak out, if he critiqued adult movies, he might actually come off a little more, not a douchebag.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about how he did a good job reviewing Inglourious Bastards, but like this is still the guy that gave Finding Nemo like a 1.5 or whatever the fuck.
Like, just do adult films. You clearly just want to do adult films. Nobody's telling you to do children's movies. You did a perfect job with Inglourious Bastards.
That's of all the issues that this man has, sensitive language, not even at the forefront of them. The most consistent problem that we keep coming back to is that he does every movie. He must have got to a point in his life where he was like, I am Roger Ebert. I am movie man. I must review movies. Any movie. All movie. And it's like, hey, bud. You could watch, you could like Inglourious Bastards. You cannot like Pirates of the Caribbean. Maybe don't watch Finding Nemo
Yeah.
or the fucking Rugrats Go Wild. I can't believe that I tried to look up what Roger Ebert thought about The Room, and I couldn't find it. But if I wanted to know what he thought about Rugrats Go Wild, starring Bruce Willis as the dog Spike, I could find that in seconds.
No, and he does them all with a sigh. Like somebody forced him to review these movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you've been doing this for 50 years. Nobody's telling you what movies to review.
That's the thing. Like, was it that slow of a summer in 2011 that you had to go see Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen? Like, no one told you had to go see that film. And you fucking hated it. And, like, I'm there with you. It's not the best Transformers film. It's not the best film.
But you were
going to
hate it anyways.
But he went in there, like, with a pad and pen with, like, the prose side just ripped out of his notebook.
Ebert, thank you for the laugh after months. You did a good job this time, though. You were on the money.
It's so weird that as of this Inglourious Bastards review read-through, there's no consistent through line.
No.
Like,
we started to have one where he just sucked and then he got better.
Yeah, we thought that we saw the progression, right? But now that's completely shattered by the fact that in 2009, at the peak of his hilarity and, as we've been saying lightly, insanity, he put out this review.
Perfectly coherent.
A perfectly coherent and totally down-to-earth review of a movie, and the review is totally fair, and it got all the stars it deserves, I guess. I'm still confused about the stars, but that's a topic for another podcast.
I mean, it got anywhere between 85 and 95.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, 75 and 100.
Yeah, that's the thing. I see 4 out of 4. I say, oh, a perfect score, a perfect movie, but 4 out of 4...
It could have been 76%.
It could.
Think
yeah,
about that. A 4 out of 4 means it could have been a 76% movie.
A C.
Yeah.
A
It
C.
could have been a C, and it got a perfect score. I wish I could email him.
He did.
I know.
You can email his estate.
They're not going to help me with the questions I need answered.
Oh, hey, movie podcast. Did you ever end up watching Knives Out?
No.
Fuck.
I wanted to watch it with Pauline.
Carissa.
I know. Jesus. There was more sass in my name there than I think I've ever heard.
It was so good.
You know what?
So good.
I'll text her, see if she minds me watching it without her. And then maybe we'll do that next time. Was it good? You liked it? Was it anything
good.
like Murder on the Orient Express?
Oh,
Or Clue. Was it anywhere in that category?
So you hit the nail on the head. It is the exact middle in between Clue and Murder on the Orient Express.
That's what I was hoping for.
Murder, when you take a step back and you just look at these movies as a whole, Murder on the Orient Express and the Clue movie are the same movie, except one takes itself seriously and one doesn't. And Knives Out is in the direct middle, where like when it wants you to laugh, you're gonna laugh, and when it wants you to like think, you're gonna think, and when it wants you to like really take itself seriously, you're gonna do that. And I think I'm not gonna spoil anything, I promise, but I think that is due most in part to the fact that this film is filled with exceptional actors.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I didn't like about the movie, and I will warn you about this before you watch it, Daniel Craig is doing an accent. And it's like hey, let me tell you about my southern accent over here. It's one of those, and it's clearly fake and really annoying. That is the only thing I didn't like about the movie. But, like, the main character, as far as I'm concerned, is played by Ana de Armas, who is incredible. What's his name? Hold on. It won't take long at all.
I mean, I can talk if you want.
No, I mean, it was Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh, wow.
Lakeith Stanfield, the gentleman who played... He was the Get Out guy in Get Out. Not the main character, but the guy who was like... Who said Get Out. The guy who was like...
Oh.
And he was also L in American Death Note.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's in it. Fucking Chris Evans.
Oh, that's right.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Michael Shannon is in this film, believe it or not.
Jeez. Jamie Lee Curtis, yeah, wow.
And Ricky Lindholm and a couple others. There's a big one I'm missing, I know. There's just so many really good actors in this really good film, and I think you're gonna really like it.
I watched Django Unchained too.
Have you never seen it?
No,
Oh.
there's like 2 Tarantino movies I haven't seen. That was one. It's on Netflix, so I was like,
Oh yeah,
all right.
I've seen Django Unchained. What do you think?
It was good. It was daunting. I watched it at the right time.
Oh my God, yeah. Tell me about
It
it.
kind of hit me different because of when I watched it.
Yeah.
It was good. Did you know Hateful Eight was supposed to be a part 2, or other way around? One of those 2 movies was supposed to be a sequel to the other one. And then when he started writing it, it was so good he just made it its own thing.
Made evident by the fact that Sam Jackson is playing a different character.
Yeah.
That's my one, because I haven't seen Django Unchained in a while. I do remember really liking it. I did think it was kind of weird that it seemed, on the outside looking in, it really seemed like Tarantino put himself in that movie just so he could say the N-word.
Yeah.
What did you think of Sam Jackson's character? Because I found him very annoying.
Oh, me too.
Other than that,
sucked.
I loved that movie.
No, I mean, I think he was supposed to suck.
Yeah.
The use of the N-word.
No, that's the thing.
You stopped me right at it.
Sorry. I know. No, that happens a couple of times in movies and shows where it's like you're supposed to hate this character, but like I really do.
Yeah.
And it's I know I'm supposed to not like it, but it's like kind of taking away from my enjoyment. Anyways, what about the N-word?
It was definitely daunting. It was also probably pretty historically accurate, especially on a slave plantation.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. Totally.
But
yeah,
it
100%.
It was much. It got me. Like, I remember people saying that when it came out, and I was like, in my head I was like, well, you heard it once, you've heard it 1,000 times, but you haven't heard it 1,000 times in a row, and that's when it starts getting to you.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, oh, do we have to keep saying that? And then it's almost like, I can't remember which one came out first, but it's almost like in Hateful Eight. They said it at the beginning. Kurt Russell was like, no, they don't like that. And then the rest of the movie, like, if somebody said it, you're like, a-hole. He already said they don't want to be called.
There was an on-screen precedent that said you're not allowed to call him that.
Yeah.
Did you know that Leonardo DiCaprio is in Django Unchained?
Are you going to talk about how he slices his hand for real and
Yes.
how horrifying
And then
that must have been?
He slices his hand for real in the scene, and then without asking her permission, covers that actress in his own hand blood.
Yeah.
And her reaction that she has on camera is a genuine one.
Yeah. I guess he
is
got
that good acting
or insane
or a complete utter dementia on the part of Leonardo DiCaprio?
I guess he got a standing ovation in the studio after that scene.
But from everyone except that woman,
probably.
I'm assuming.
They probably brought her right to the ambulance. I'm sure she was like, does he have any diseases?
I want to be that woman when he doesn't win the Oscar and she's like, so I got fucking blood face for nothing.
Then he gets mauled by a CGI bear that looks more real than any real bear attack you'd ever see.
No.
Have you seen that movie?
I haven't, but I've heard that he does have sweet, sweet love with that bear.
It's tough to watch. You're watching Leonardo DiCaprio in real life get ripped apart by a bear.
I can only imagine watching a man have sex with a bear live on camera. It would be tough to watch. That's what happens in that movie, right? He has sex with a grizzly bear?
Oh, now we're going to watch it. Because here's the thing.
It sounds so boring.
Well, I was just going to say, I like that movie, but I love historical shit like that.
What is Revenant? What is it about? Why would I watch it?
Do you know what a trapper is?
No.
Okay, back in the day, people who trapped animals, they were called trappers, and they'd collect skins, but like you'd go on voyages.
Yeah.
At least that's what they were doing. They were gone for like 6 months trapping animals, bringing them back to sell. Leonardo DiCaprio's character, his family, his wife was Native American.
Okay.
His son was half Native American. Their tribe got wiped out. So now him and his son are trappers. Everybody is super duper racist to his son, and to a lesser extent him because he has a half Native American son. So they're just they get attacked by Native Americans. So, like, 20 of them survive. There was, like, 100, and, like, only 20 of them get off on this boat. So now they're, like, escaping to try to get home. And so he's, I don't know why, he's just out in the woods. Oh, his job, he's not actually a trapper. He's a navigator.
Oh, okay.
So I think he goes out ahead, gets wrecked by this bear, is barely hanging on to life.
But the son is fine. The son
The
is
son
like
is
not.
fine.
Oh, okay.
He stays behind with this dude who's been an asshole to him and his son the whole time, and another dude to watch over them while the rest go back and get help. The asshole kills his son in front of him.
Oh.
Straight up murders his son and F's off him and the other guy. He's like, well, the other guy, he lied to the other guy. He was like, oh, they had like they said some racist Native American term.
Yeah.
He was like, they killed the son. He's essentially dead. We can't do anything for him. Let's go. So they leave. The whole movie is about him recovering, going to town, and just killing this guy.
Oh, okay.
And it's
Wait, but when does the bear attack happen? At the beginning of the movie?
after they get chased out by the Native Americans.
Oh, okay.
He gets attacked. He's all effed up. Everybody leaves to go get help
you
and to
did
go to
say
town.
that, right.
These two stay behind, murder his son. I don't know why, just for the fun of it.
Just because they're racist.
Yeah, just because they're a-holes. And then just leave him to die. And then he's like, guess what? I'm going to survive on my own. He literally crawls for like the first half of this movie.
Jeez.
He deserved it. He deserved to win.
I believe it, and I'm glad you like basically synopsized this movie because that doesn't sound like one I would enjoy.
No, if you're not interested in the historical fact or the storyline, it's boring.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Gray with Liam Neeson?
Yes, I have. I saw it once. Remember having the same thought process and have never seen it again.
Yeah, I watched that. I was bored out of my mind. I hated it. I didn't like it the whole time.
Yeah, I own that movie because I think I remember after watching it being like, I really like that movie. Then I bought it and I was like, I'm never going to watch this movie again.
Yeah, I feel that.
Wow, we went off the rails.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when we don't bring a movie to talk about.
Yeah,
That's what happens when SCOOB is $20 to buy or
this
to
is
rent.
Scoob's fault, and it's still going to be the title of the movie. Of the podcast.
No, this is SCOOB's fault. Do you want to know who's in SCOOB is Mark Wahlberg. This is Mark Wahlberg's fault.
Wow. I knew he'd cause something.
Did you know that SCOOB, 2020 movie SCOOB, starring Zac Efron and Will Forte and Amanda Seyfried, is Mark Wahlberg's first ever animated movie?
I could believe that. He's not very versatile.
No, he's got one way to act on screen and off screen, and that way is Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. He's either tough guy Mark Wahlberg or he's remember I'm tough guy Mark Wahlberg, but I'm going to be funny in this one.
Or it's funny / sensitive.
Right.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean, yeah, I could believe it. I bet he doesn't do a great job. Sorry, Mark Wahlberg.
Have you ever seen, I mean, probably not, but have you ever seen, because I haven't, because it's impossible to find, but have you ever seen clips from Mark Wahlberg's crazy fitness video from when he was Marky Mark?
No.
It's outstanding. It's an
Good.
outstanding piece of cinema. It's at, like, the height of when, like, everyone and their mom was doing a fitness video.
Yeah.
But it was also at the height of him being Marky Mark.
Yeah.
It's just... It's exactly what you'd think it would be.
Good.
I think that'll do it for us.
Yeah,
for
that was
this
a lot.
episode of Cinematic Relief.
2 things.
Yes.
1, we should watch The Room. We should watch it today if you're feeling up to it. 2, we should not air it as a Cinematic Relief, and then down the line we should do like a premium. And if you want to know what Anthony thought of The Room, you can get in on the premium. If you want to cut this out because it's too early to talk about stuff like that, we can cut here.
Okay, so that'll do it for us. I think, I don't see why not, but I think the next episode will probably be Knives Out.
Yeah.
Because...
Or if SCOOB decides to drop
Or
his
if
price
SCOOB-
$15.
Yeah, so check back in a week. We're either going to talk about SCOOB, a 2020 children's film, or Knives Out, a mystery murder mystery from 2019 that should have won movie of the year and might have, but I can't remember.
I gotta say, I love the murder mystery genre. I'm finding that out. Too bad there's only 2 movies in the genre.
Oh my god, yeah, now 3 with Knives Out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because, and I've been thinking about what you were just talking about a lot since I watched Knives Out. It's because that if you're going to make one, you have to make it really good. And I think people understand that, and that's why no one makes them. That's why they're so infrequent, because people are like, I could make a murder mystery, but what if it's not good?
Yeah.
So that's why we only get like
One every 25 years.
Yeah, 3 in the last 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever, because we finally got people who were like, no, I can do it. And it's the guy. I'm still baffled. Not that I give a shit about this, but I'm still baffled that the guy who wrote and directed Knives Out was the guy who quote unquote ruined Star Wars. But I personally don't think he ruined Star Wars.
Rian Johnson?
Yeah.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know he made Knives Out.
You know
I
he
knew
ruined
people I knew people thought he ruined Star Wars, but I don't
I also don't
that's
think
a conversation for another
No, yeah,
day.
totally. I didn't mean to open up that can of worms, but I also personally don't think he ruined Star Wars, and
It was kind of one of my favorites. Anyways,
he made a great film. It's called Knives Out.
this is the new hot takes. We just made this. We just made this hot takes too. We just took the second one off. I mean, the first one, you know.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. Until next time, I've been Thunder.
And I'm Lightning.
Stay safe. You've been watching Thunder and Lightning. Stay safe, stay clean, and we'll see you next time.
You'll get it.
I have it.